This is Charleston's retirement coach, Brandon Bowen.
So let's think about parents, and not just parents as far as the folks that you work with and their parents, but also being a parent and the responsibility. I think that for people that are retirement age right now, between 55 and 65, the pressure, I know there's articles, there's research done about the amount of pressure that's on them because they still have kids they're taking care of. You know, a lot of times kids are moving back home. They've got aging parents as well. So there's a lot of pressure on this generation. And also there's conversations that are not happening, Brandon. Thinking about the dynamic, the family dynamic, it can be a challenging conversation when it comes to finances and legacy wants. So if you have aging parents and you have not had a conversation with them about these things, this is what you should be considering, because this article on lifehacker.com was talking about topics to include in this conversation. They said, one, you need to ask your parents, do they have an estate plan? Have they designated power of attorney is the second question. And the third question, how will care be provided and paid for? So when it comes to these kinds of conversations and topics, how do you address this with your clients, Brandon? And is there anything else on this list that we should add?
Yeah, I mean, those are great there, right?
Okay, yeah.
The estate plan, I mean, what that entails is, of course, finding out, okay, do you have a will? That's like the basic thing. Then the next level, the upgrade from that would be a trust. Okay. Do you have a trust? Do you need a trust? That's one of the, big questions. In fact, that's what we've done. So I've got some clients that I'm thinking about. When you're talking with this, I'm thinking of them right now because they were in this past week.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they've been clients for about 4 years, right? And once they became clients, they were in the process of selling their house. They were downsizing. They were like, hey, Brandon, things were great. They were like, we want to, move to maybe just an assisted living, a condo. We want to downsize a little bit. Things are great,
Okay.
And we've got, some money. This is so cool. So he had a big box of nothing but like gold and gold bars and bullion and all this stuff I'm talking like from 30 years ago.
Wow.
In his attic.
Okay.
It was so big, they had to take it down out of the attic in shifts and stuff, and it was so heavy.
Wow.
And they took it, and he had the biggest payout when he sold his gold.
Wow.
You hear those commercials all the time, buy gold, all this stuff, because now's a great time to sell gold. Anyway, so they were, as they were downsizing, they were cleaning everything out. Things were great. And, and so they said, okay, we need to move. Let's get our plan together. So we've done that. But then over the years, as they've come in, we've been simplifying their portfolio, right? Consolidating some accounts. They had some old things here and there. They kept finding old accounts. That's a good problem.
Right?
They kept finding old, dusty accounts. And they were like, oh, Brandon, here's this one. We forgot about this, And I was like, really?
Nice,
right?
though. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were sweeping all of this together, right? Tidying up this thing. And I was like, okay, do you guys have a trust by chance that you've misplaced? And they were like, no, we don't have a trust. I was like, okay, you need to do that. Here's a list of some attorneys. I use this guy right here, but whoever you want to use, but you need a revocable living trust.
Okay.
Okay. And so they went and did that, and they came back, and then that attorney, we work closely with attorneys, and we say, hey, send us, the trust documents, certification of trust, and so then we set up a trust account, and just move the money into that trust. We do it all for you. It's super easy.
Nice.
And so,
it's simple and it's easy for you, Brandon.
Yeah.
But for the every man and woman of Charleston, not so much.
Yes, I know it. Yeah. Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
But so we did all of that, but you don't have to lift a finger, right?
Okay.
And so we had that all set up. Well, they came in, and a few weeks ago they came in, and I could tell things were different.
Oh.
Health-wise, right?
Oh, no.
She was not with him. She didn't come in because they've had to move her to memory care.
Oh, you're kidding.
At this point. Nope, not kidding. So we just spent, a good, it was probably about 2 hours, actually, just kind of taking care of some things. And because he was like, Brandon, I've ran the numbers here. I now need an extra $7,000 a month.
Wow. Is this for her care?
Yeah. And he was like, can you help us with that? And when you think about it, Heather, that's to be able to come into my office, to come into your trusted advisor and just go, can you help me? This is what I need. I don't know how to do it, where it's coming from.
This is just what I need. And also I have my spouse is in memory care, the stress
Yes.
of that, managing that, and you
Yes.
need this money and you don't even know where to get it or how to get it.
That's right. You're feeling alone, right? Unsure, you're scared, right? I mean, there's so many thoughts and you're like, how can I make these financial decisions right now?
Right.
And consider tax implications and long-term capital gains versus short-term
Yep.
or versus ordinary income. Oh my gosh. And now, but what if I have long life and longevity and things, right? So there's so many things. And I don't know, it hit me when he was just like, Brandon, can you help me?
Yeah.
Right. Can you? And I was like, yes. And I even, pushed the next meeting back and all this stuff. And we spent that time. And by the time we were finished, he was heading out and he's good. And we've got a plan starting January 1 as well, for even more, right? Because I know things are going to cost more, right? So we're already planning for now and for the next in 6 months and, then in another year. I mean, that is what robo-advisors, some of these other things that maybe if you're trying to do it yourself, I mean, this is the time when you've got to have that relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Where really we come alongside and we help carry the heaviest parts of life.
Yep.
That's what we do with you. Yep. And so if you listening, if this is you, if you're in your maybe 60s, 70s, 80s, and gosh, I need a second opinion. I don't want there to be something where, down the road where I've left some big mess or big burden on my kids. Right. Mm-hmm. Or if you're maybe the child here or the grown adult, maybe you're 50 or 60 and mom's still alive or dad is still alive or both of them. And you're like, hey, we've got to have these conversations, bring everybody in. We'll bring chairs from every office I got.
It's a big family reunion at Bowen Wealth.
Yes. Come on in. We are going to take care of this. We're going to get this settled. The amount of stress that will roll off your back as far as the finances, right? That's what we're here for. That's what Bowen Wealth, that's why we're here. That's why I started this firm, is to help you guys make these complex financial decisions, these emotional decisions with confidence. So you listening, if you are realizing right now that I've got to get these plans going, pick up your phone. Our number is 843-890-2400. 843-890-2400. Tanya is standing by. If you're 50 or above and you have saved or your parents have saved $500,000 or more, we've got to get this second opinion. We've got to get this legacy plan in place. You can text the word legacy and I'll already know exactly what we're looking for, what we're trying to examine, things like healthcare power of attorney. Who's going to make the decisions? Right? Mm-hmm. When you can't really make the decisions anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay. Bills still have to get paid.
Yep.
So there's so many things that you might not know the question to ask.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we do. So 843-890-2400. We do have 5 spots. We open up 5 spots each week. And I would love for you and your parents or for you to come in with your kids. Maybe we can Zoom them, if they're not in Charleston here, right? So there's so many things that we can do, but pick up the phone. You deserve it right now.
Again, that number, 843-890-2400. There are a plethora of conversations that need to be had when it comes to building out a retirement plan. The legacy planning process alone has so many elements, but you don't have to figure it out by yourself. Brandon, they do this every single day at Bowen Wealth. They are hopeful that you're only going to retire once. You're only going to, that's the goal. You should only have to build one retirement plan. But at Bowen Wealth, you guys are doing retirement plans every single day, multiple retirement plans. So obviously bringing a lot of experience and knowledge to every plan you build. And when it comes to building out a legacy plan within your retirement plan, they're here to help you answer the questions, have the conversations that you need to have with your family, and have more education, just empowering yourself with knowledge moving forward. So let's start that conversation. Again, the number to dial, 843-890-2400. You can call or text that number. Just text the word legacy, and we'll text you back and help you set some time on the calendar to meet with Brandon and his team. 843-890-2400. 843-890-2400. I'm Heather Branch on behalf of Brandon and his whole team at Bowen Wealth. Thanks for spending some of your weekend here with Charleston's retirement coach.
Thanks for listening, Charleston. Let's make today the first day of your winning retirement.
Thanks for listening to Charleston's Retirement Coach Podcast with Brandon Bowen. To learn more, visit bowenwealth.com and join Brandon for his radio show, Charleston's Retirement Coach, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 94.3 WSC.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if J. Brandon Bowen is licensed in your state, please call 843-203-2030. J. Brandon Bowen is an investment advisor representative of Bowen Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. J. Brandon Bowen is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Bowen Wealth, LLC, insurance licensed in South Carolina. Market Guard is a registered investment advisor with the SEC and provides model portfolios only to Impact Partnership Wealth. Market Guard makes no implied warranties or representations and is not liable for any data presented.